Hi guys, welcome to the Good Show, powered by Asus.
Did they get that joke?
No, they don't get the joke, but I thought it was really funny.
Go with it, mate. Go with it.
Fucking headset, man. This fucking stupid headset.
Basically, we're really late because me and Trance got in an argument. And I said it probably shouldn't be an Asus show because we've got Incontrol. He's wearing like sapphire on his top, and you know no one's really paying for this show. And so I told Trance off, and then he told me to fuck myself, and then left. And now he's come back and said, "Fine, it's not the Asus show." So I just thought I'd open up with that. How's it going, Incontrol?
Good, man. I feel like
we got static. Have we got static from one of the microphones? Whose microphone is it?
it's probably mine.
Shit. The show's fucked up already. We don't know what the name of the show is. White noise. We got white noise. I'm gonna have to cancel.
Did you see the picture of Semmler being headset streaming?
Yeah.
It's almost the same.
Is it mine? Why would you give me this shit one? Do you want to do it? Thanks, Dan.
Alright. It seems to be pretty stuck in my head now. Does it sound better?
Yeah, there we
Are
go.
we making lots of noises?
Stop.
Oh, it's definitely too good. Maybe it's my hair.
No, it's the things that
Holy shit, people are spamming chat.
Semmler is a very good
Just don't move your
technician.
head too abruptly.
I can't move my head.
I mean, you can just don't.
Should I just like spin like this when I'm on the show? Is it good now?
Yeah.
It's fixed.
Alright.
James, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Wonderful. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so we're late because I pissed off Trance and he came back. He rage quit for a bit. Apollo ran the intro. How's it
He
going,
did it for
Trance?
esports. He came back for esports.
Came back. He's fed up with me.
Nobody could produce this as well as Trans could.
Well, I don't know about
I don't know, Apollo was doing really well. Let's go over to our corner desk and meet Apollo and Semmler. How's it going, guys?
Hello, we're good.
Semmler, you're
I'm
getting
good.
mad props for fixing the microphone there.
Yeah,
What's
it's good.
up?
Finally, something you can
Starting
do.
the show up positively.
I'm talented.
Yeah, so guys, welcome to the show. Basically, this is like a recap show of DreamHack. I know we did one last time, and we have a mode for the Good Studio where it basically goes into full retard mode. There's no guarantees we're going to do that. We're not going to try and do that. We're actually going to interview people. So, you know, if you've come in to see random stuff, but really we want to talk about DreamHack.
Well, I mean, the full retard just happens organically, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's no
That
predicting.
being said, we're not going to try to do it, but there's a very good chance it'll spill
I
over.
really,
into that.
yeah. Well, me and Trans have already had a fight.
I like it. I was
It actually put me in a good mood.
It's like a magical thing that happens here when we all get together. It's like something weird's going to happen. Semmler's going to threaten to stab us in her sleep. Trans is going to rage quit at the beginning and flip the bird to everyone.
So
Only to come hustling downstairs like 2.5 minutes later.
So, how was your guys' DreamHack? Because, you know, you guys know what I did at DreamHack. I did the couch. You casted with Caldor. Pretty much, it's just StarCraft 2.
It was awesome. Doing Stockholm and then doing this is different worlds. They're absolutely completely different. Stockholm and their one-offs, so like Bucharest and Valencia. Those are going to be shows. Those are going to be smaller tournaments where...
Someone is just leaving the He's trying to fix the poster wall so there's no shine.
You just made it worse.
Why is this on hand fixing the studio?
There, motherfuckers.
Fucking hell,
He actually
Semmler.
did fix
He actually
that.
fixed it.
Holy Christ.
Yeah, because I know this fucking studio works.
Wow.
Semmler's like, he's fucking on it today. Go on then.
We cast like 15-hour days, which I think would have been really, really difficult if it weren't for the fact that I was casting alongside Caldor, who like made it seem like pussy work. Yeah, it was just kind of like
He worked
in
hard.
between matches. He wanted to cast more. He didn't really eat the entire time. He kind of laughed. He had like a notepad in between games so that he could follow the other games. That guy's actually a machine. It's ridiculous.
You're going to say monster.
Well, maybe. The event itself is pretty cool. It's very different. Like it's not like an MLG. It's not like any other tournament I've ever been to because it feels like a tournament within like a music festival. Like there's people that are just kind of ducking in and out of the different stages to check out games, but really they're there for other things too, and that could be an orgy or pretty much just the orgy. I think a lot of people were there for that. Weather was great. The hotel was like 20 feet away from the venue, which for us fat, lazy Americans, it's actually a really big deal because when you're tired at the end of the day.
Yeah, we didn't have to wheelbarrow you very far at all, did we?
No, you did not. So I had a great time. I really like DreamHack. There was a few people that I actually had one thread made on Team Liquid, a blog, where they talked about, can we have a discussion about the language that I saw Incontrol use a couple of times on the stream?
Really?
And it was funny because if Robert posted more, I feel like he'd be the first guy to respond like, fucking A, man. I told him to say cock, cunt, and penis as much as he could.
Is that what Robert said?
Yeah, he tells me to do that. He's like, I was like, how was it this time? And he's like, it was okay, but you didn't cuss enough this time around. And I was like, this is so different from what I'm used to. Yeah,
well, actually, Robert's at the house right now, so we're going to be bringing Robert, the CEO of DreamHack, down as one of our final guests. We were meant to have Graycon with him, who wanted to talk a lot about DreamHack, and he messaged me on Skype and was like, I wanted to say what we did right, what we fucked up on, and just kind of give an overview. So we got Robert, which is just pretty much just going to be a show within itself.
Graycon's legit, man. If I had to pick a favorite from the DreamHack guys, and I know that Robert's not listening right now, so I can say this safely, but
Graycon's the hardest
is
working
the
guy.
Fucking man.
Yeah.
And he's young too. He's gonna go places with this stuff. He's an amazing producer. He has really good vision. He produced Stockholm.
He was running.
Whoa. Lindmark produced.
He told me he produced. So unless there's some
well,
weird
then
translation,
he's a very good liar. Graycon.
Jeff, no, he's the one who puts together the production schedule, like the schedule for all the.
So you
different
could
events.
say he produced the producing.
Yeah.
Which means
sort of
he produced.
Go for it.
All right. So you had a good time, basically.
Great.
All right. So that's Apollo in the corner and Semmler. How's it going, guys?
You want to go first? I'll let you go first.
Yeah, Sam, you didn't actually have to do much.
I didn't see you once.
Hey, I
Apart from when you screwed up on stage, but...
Well, that's just a given, man.
That webcam looks blurry.
That's the usual shit, but
Getting better though.
I came down there.
Much
Once.
fewer fuck ups, I would say.
Yeah.
No, I'm really happy with my deal. I feel like every event I've done so far, I've notably improved. Like just even Robert, who's one of the more critical critics out there, who comes up to me, he's like, "You got to work on this, man." He was like, "No, you're growing into your skin. Good shit."
I liked it last time you guys finished ISO Open, and then when we were saying goodbye to Robert, all he did was just go, "Jeff, you were amazing."
That to me?
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay.
Remember after ISO
Yes,
Open,
yes,
they
I
were
felt
like
bad about
they were
that,
just
yeah.
like stood in front of you, telling Jeff how amazing he was.
I know.
At ISO
felt
Open, and then like
I know.
see you guys later.
You know what I'm saying?
So they respect you, DreamHack,
Well,
now, do they, Sam?
Yeah, and well, fucking Robert has to troll me, of course. The first time I see him all day, it was like right before, it was like Quake Finals or something like that, and he walks up to me, and the only thing he says, he like raises his finger, he's like, "Don't fuck up," and like walks away. I was like, thanks, Robert, really appreciate it.
Yeah, because for people who didn't know, Semmler basically did the final day prize ceremonies, introductions,
Hosts,
apart from
interviews.
StarCraft 2.
Didn't do StarCraft 2, no.
So you did
But
Quake?
I did Bloodline Champ. Whoa.
Holy shit.
I think they're watching it in the living room. No, I did Bloodline Champions, Quake Live, Counter-Strike 1.6, League of Legends, and Heroes of New World, and Dota 2.
And basically, you pissed off the whole of the League of Legends community.
Apparently,
It's a lot of
Won the prize ceremony.
Yeah,
That is
they love me.
So I actually didn't see it. I haven't read the threads. There's probably a lot of people here that didn't either. What did you do?
Well, I think I had a little bit too much fun with them, you know?
How can you have too
in
much
the sense
fun?
that well, there's a couple things that happened where I described the crowd as like the mob in the Colosseum in Rome, you know, because they were throwing T-shirts at them, you know, and people were like fighting and clawing over these T-shirts. I'm like, this is everything that this is when I pictured the Roman Colosseum and like the mob, you know, like they're dirty people, you know, like fighting over bread that the nobles are throwing out to them. This is what I pictured. It was like this really surreal experience of you standing on the stage in front of all these people. But no, I mean, I felt like the interviews and the opening ceremony as well as the prize ceremony went well. The prize ceremony, the only problem with it was that we had a miscommunication with the MSI rep and what his role would be in the prize ceremony, because he was supposed to give out swag or like the laptops and, you know, other things. And so we weren't very clear as to where he was supposed to come in. So that's where that awkward moment came where I was like, well, we're waiting on, this guy. And he just looked at me like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I'm a deer in the headlights. And I was like, well, just come up here, pretty boy. And I think people thought that I said that at Freak. Basically.
You said, "Come up here, pretty boy."
I said pretty boy, but that was because it was a. I know I shouldn't have used that, but it was a joke between us before when we were talking.
So you used an off-camera joke on stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people, just like I did when I opened the show when I said Asus and laughed, which obviously no one would have got, but I didn't give a fuck. But you did it in front of. You called the MSI rep a pretty boy.
Yes.
Holy shit!
But it was fine.
Semmler.
It was fine. It was fine because we laughed about it afterwards. It was fine. It's just like it was a joke between us. But the problem is that the League of Legends community thought that I was calling Freak a pretty boy, and apparently he's like their most beloved community figure.
And a pretty boy.
That's why I guess I'm getting all this hate.
Boy.
There's a couple different things.
It's like a weird Southern thing to say. Like,
pretty boy.
Get on up here, young lad.
Young lad.
So that was the first out of how many other things?
There weren't that many mess ups. The only other notable mess up was like Dota 2 when Na'Vi lost. But because I'm so used to seeing Na'Vi win and just being like, oh, Na'Vi won, Na'Vi won, Na'Vi won, so that when they walked up, I kind of I had a little blank.
You thought they won and said
exactly, and I said, how does it feel to win? And I was just like, oh.
You said that to Na'Vi after they lost?
Puppy. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. How do you feel going forward?
I don't think Robert wants you to get better. I think people would hire you for your prize ceremonies.
Yeah, more entertainment value.
Because you call head sponsors of tournaments pretty boys. You compare the League of Legends audience when Riot are throwing out prizes and T-shirts to the mob in Roman times, because that's how the
nobles kept the
mob happy, like give them bread. So Riot are up there throwing out T-shirts.
But that's what it felt like.
And you compared League of Legends audience
really
to
weird.
the mob.
Oh, also there was another one.
Semmler's like confidently awkward though, which is a different form of awkwardness. And
He's mastered.
That's his own
mastered
brand.
it, but like there was another one where there was a bit of a miscommunication in the sense that one of the crowd members actually shouted out like Banana OP when I was interviewing Creepo, who's like this Soraka player. It's a support class. You know Soraka, yeah. And apparently her auto attack looks like she's throwing bananas at people. So this guy was like, Banana OP. And so I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. So I asked him. I was like, it obviously has something to do with him. So I'm like, what's this Banana OP all about? And apparently people think, oh, that's like incredibly rude that he doesn't know what Soraka's auto attack ability looks like. Like basically they just hated me because I didn't know anything about LoL. And so they were like, what the fuck are DreamHack putting some guy who doesn't know anything about our game up there to host the event?
Wait, there's a character named Soraka?
Yeah.
Is it a rooster?
No. It's a chick.
And it shoots a banana?
It says shoots a banana. Yeah.
I actually know this class
game's doing really
because
well.
I played League of Legends when it was free to play, and it was the only class that was available for free that I thought was fun. And I think is it Soraka or Sorak? I don't know. It's like some chick, and she's got Soraka. Like a, and she heals or something. I played it.
She's a support class, but it was funny.
Everybody.
I thought it was funny, the interview, because basically I made him sound like a badass because he was like, apparently he gets kills with her all the time when she's a support class and she shouldn't be getting kills, but yet this guy is so good that he gets kills with him. So I was like, this makes you a badass, right? And he was like, yeah. And everybody went nuts. So I was like, cool, that's a great interview. But now I'm taking flack because people were like, oh, he doesn't know the game. Why the fuck is he asking these questions? You know, like...
yeah, that's fine.
Really weird.
But you should have just been... I don't know. I don't want to... I mean, you did great, mate. You called MSI pretty boy. You insulted the...
Let's give Semmler some defense, though. He's hosting the finals for like 5 different games.
Yeah.
There's fucking nobody that can do that and know everything about him. Come on.
Well, I knew everything about
James will
except
say
for
that,
LoL.
but
that's it. Like, all the other games were cool, but League of Legends I didn't.
Let's introduce Mona, a Z player from Britain.
What?
Yeah, so that was your role at DreamHack. And,
I felt like I did better, that's all.
Yeah,
like, I improved, definitely. So, I'm happy with it.
And you didn't do the StarCraft 2 prize ceremony?
No, I didn't. I was busy drinking. So.
Okay, so, Apollo! I have no questions for you, but just how was your DreamHack, mate?
DJ Wheat, man.
Yeah, it was fun working with DJ Wheat for the second time properly. Of course, I worked with him a lot at MLG, but not as in paired together. It was just like, oh, okay, you two are together for this series. But it was the second time we were paired up since IPL 3. It's a lot of fun. DJ Wheat is the host, the guy, the lead. Doesn't really mess up. He can say any tongue-twisting sentence you throw at him, and he'll easily get it across. 15 hours were tough. I think day 1 we had 12-hour day. Day 2 is 15-hour, and then the last day was like 14-hour.
Yeah.
and we missed the Twitch party.
I know you did. I'm sad
That
about
part
that.
did.
So did Stefano.
Yeah.
So did Stefano.
We'll get into that in a minute.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's like my 7th or 8th DreamHack I've actually casted now.
Jesus.
So I've done a lot of DreamHacks. That was probably the longest. As
Hey,
in-
how was DJ Wheat's cast with? Is he like your new favorite co-caster?
I don't know, man. I don't have a favorite co-caster.
Who is you? You don't have
What a
favorite?
caster thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a favorite caster or player or race.
Really?
That's
So
not true.
who do you feel you work best with when you go up on stage?
Yeah.
I think it depends of
The
event.
answer was under the cough. We missed it. Yeah, go on.
It depends at the event, I think. Because the events can be different atmosphere, different crowd, different games. So I think it depends on the event.
Who don't you want to cast with?
Who don't I want to cast with? You.
Fuck you.
Those are the most entertaining guys.
Who's the most James is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I guess Jeff's pretty funny, but we haven't really cast that much together. Just a little bit at the last
You're
event.
pretty
But
funny too.
we're casting later
So
together
let
tonight,
me-
so I'll find out how funny Jeff is later.
Tune in.
Oh yeah, you're doing
I'll have like
TSL.
2 monsters in my blood by then, so I should be good to go.
Should be
Of course,
pretty
I will
funny.
fast afterwards, but
Yeah, Jeff's got Monster Energy drink.
What happens when you give energy drinks
Yeah.
to Americans? What did we learn?
Yeah.
I think like MLGs. I think DJ Weed's probably my favorite to cast with now because I've done a lot with him. He's very professional.
he's a Swiss
Total
Army knife.
Biscuit, he's crying.
Yeah, you
After
didn't
you
even
said
mention
that.
that a single time, mate.
No, I have a lot of fun with Total Biscuit.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Total biscuit.
Total Biscuit.
Total biscuit.
Jeff's accent is so
Totally.
bad.
Yeah, so basically we had a good time at DreamHack. I did the couch, as you know, just kind of like an idea that Trans was like, we need to do something, and then we were looking at an after show, and then I was like, well, let's just like stay there all day and do interviews and fuck around.
Right, let me
And,
interrupt you.
Yeah.
All right, tournaments and organizations need to realize how important an observer is. All right, they are
Yeah.
retards for saying we'll pay X amount for these casters, and then in that budget don't include an observer when they can. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
As an
Yeah.
addendum to that,
After
though,
casting, so my first experience with a pro observer was ST Legend at IPL4, and I was like, wow. At first, I was like, I don't know if I can trust this guy to do my observing for me. And then I just let go. I jumped off, and I let go, and it was amazing. And then having to work with Adabisi at MLG as well,
Yeah,
and then
he's
going
legit.
to not having an observer and casting ourselves, it's actually difficult. And the thing is, organizations don't understand. They just don't get it. They're like, no, your observation's fine. I'm like,
It just makes
It's
such a
actually
massive
really big.
difference because all of a sudden you're able to just focus on the game and not
Yeah.
have to worry
Well,
about your camera positioning,
it's
etc.
actually really important.
I think the part that's hard about that is that I think when a lot of tournaments do like their budget for a tournament, that's considered like a luxury.
Yeah.
You have Legend, who's domestic in Korea, and you have Edabisi, who's domestic in the United States. So I think it's easier for MLG and GSL to do that. But for DreamHack to import either one of those, they'd probably have to dip into their budget that they otherwise would be paying big name casters to try to draw attention. Like, it's really nice to have a good observer, but I would say it's like the 3rd or 4th attraction to a tournament.
But now you're a big superstar, Apollo. You're the people's favorite. I don't know if I
think
can
that's
say
true.
that. You can demand it.
Demand it. I
Yeah.
tried to demand it for this event. I
Yeah,
didn't get
just
anywhere
like
with that.
tasteless and autosis.
They know he's too nice of a guy, though, is the problem.
Yeah.
Paul, you need to start wearing like pointier boots and start calling people bitches and stuff. And there needs to be stories of your hotel room getting pissed and shat on because you're upset with like the service and stuff like that. Like,
So I gotta up the image.
not enough towels in here. Well, god damn it! I'll just shit in this other bed then.
Yeah, and then get an observer.
That's
Jeff
actually
method.
very, very important.
needs to be more
I can't believe
observers
there's
too,
no
man.
European observer.
That's the thing. It's
Do we have European observers?
No,
We're
there
bringing
isn't.
them in for our new studio though, so we may train some up, man.
Do you know what we need to do?
Train
Is
them
you
up.
need to train him up, but we need to get a good observer to begin with, and then this guy can be trained up spotting for drops. That's the way to train him.
Yeah. So
And
right,
then-
anyway, so you want an observer next time?
I
For
want an
15
observer at every
hours
event.
of huh?
I want an observer at every event.
Every event.
What are you laughing at?
Observing for 15 hours would suck.
Dude, Adabisi does it at
Adabisi did it,
MLG.
yeah.
He
MLG
does
now.
it.
Yeah,
All
but,
right.
yeah, but if you ask him, he would, like, he fell into that because he's good at it and not as good as a commentator. He would rather be a commentator. I
No,
guarantee
no. I
it.
spoke
I
with him at
reckon. I
MLG, he
reckon
doesn't
people
actually.
out there need
He
to.
prefers to
He feels,
observe?
he feels more comfortable in that role because he
You know
feels
what that
he's-
situation is? You know the cancer patient that's like, I think this is a blessing. It's made me stronger. That's that situation right there.
Just like how you're going to go into
No,
commentary because
I'm
you
totally-
don't play anymore, Jeff.
I prefer to sit behind the screen and get no FaceTime and no recognition except for from the shout-outs from the casters at the end of the tournament. I prefer that. I like to sit in the back dark room and observe for everyone for hours on end.
Did you see what Legend did that to actually overcome that? Like at the start of every GSL game now it says directed by ST Legends.
Yeah.
Every start of every game. So you get some recognition for his work.
Yeah. You're on camera a lot these days, aren't you, Jeff?
Me? Yeah.
You used to be a player, right?
Well, I still play, man.
How was your TSL qualifiers?
I lost to Johnny Recco.
Right.
He's
Johnny, Johnny Rico.
He's a British Cirque player.
Who said who? He's actually up and coming, man.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he was like top 10.
You must have been so
UG.
tired when playing that. So
I played on the NA server from your house. That was
yeah,
weird.
I know. And there was so many people on the PCs last night. I was like, can people not do anything that was going to lag Jeff?
Did you?
If he,
I
goes
totally
ho-
would.
If he goes whole
won
on
the
our
thing,
fucking
though,
studio,
for
He was on the
Yeah.
4G.
Totally
he was on the
would've
studio internet, so he's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
But I've noticed that too. With all these people in the house, my games are lagging.
Yeah,
By the way.
everybody's-
Okay.
So anyway, that was our dream hacks, and I did couch. I did interviews. It was fun. I didn't have a lot of stamina
No. Let's do the proper breakdown.
for it. Okay.
You tried to sell your mom to Sir Scoots. Didn't work. You had your brother slap his girlfriend's ass and call her things like
Slap. She called
slut,
herself a
skank,
slut.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You tried to make fun of a YouTube guy, but he was too nice, so we eventually just kind of befriended him and interviewed him.
We
as
were
it
just like,
was.
fuck you and your normalness and your Italian girlfriend.
Right.
Just get off our couch.
He was actually
PewDiePie.
really nice.
He was
PewDiePie,
actually nice,
PewDiePie.
but to be honest, like, what he does, I kind of like, I don't respect him because it's like, he's not putting himself out on the internet. He's putting a, like, face on one style of personality. It's like, oh, okay, I get shit scared over horror shit, so I'm just going to throw this out at people as much as possible. And so it's not really like him, you know, like when we commentate and when we do shows, it's our personality that people get to judge. And so at the same time, like Semmler was new, and people, you know, they judge your personality, and it's quite a scary thing to do at the beginning. And he hasn't really done that. He's just been like an idiot on YouTube. And it kind of like, and to me, it's like, well, that's great that you've mastered some idiot way of making money.
Screaming like a girl.
Yeah, screaming like a girl. And it reminds me of kind of like, you know, it's like, he's like, you know, our Afine's the same. Like, Afine's actually like completely different off camera, and then he's just like a bit of an idiot on camera, and then he sends that out to 12-year-old kids.
But
So,
did
Puts his hand up
PewDiePie,
on
so
top.
when he was playing his games, did you get to the interview and did you actually get to the story of why are you doing this? Was it like, I'm
No.
going to go ahead and be stupid on these games, or was he actually like that and then
They never
decided
asked
to
that
film?
question.
we actually never asked that question because we
That's
suck
a-
at
that would've been a
interviews.
good
That would've
question.
been the
Good
best
question.
I think
fucking
Jeff
question.
got too hung up when he said 50 million views a month.
I
and
was-
Jeff was just like
Yeah.
flabbergasted.
You know what I
sitting
did one
there.
time?
Do you know how much money that is?
Actually
That's a lot
blew
of
me
money.
A ton of
away.
money.
Is I went and I watched I like looked through the top 10 YouTube subscribers, and I just looked at what they did. Or like the most viewed videos. Charlie, don't bite my finger. Like,
yeah.
people are fucking weird, man. The top subscribers, the top YouTube channels, the top videos, it's all weird shit. Really weird. I don't know what I expected.
But that's why it's kind of like, for me, it's odd for me to have that person on the couch, because it's not like a career, in my opinion. It's not. Sorry.
What do you think? It's
Is
like a
my
flash
mic-
in the pan.
Fuck my mic.
You know, I hear you. I
Why'd
wanted
you give me the shit mic?
I wanted to make fun of him and I wanted to dislike him, but he strikes me as a guy who, like, fame kind of took him off, and
Is it still fucked?
he has this thing, and he makes a lot of money doing it, and he seems fairly genuine outside of the fact that he probably embellishes his screaming in videos. Like,
Well, he
I
was
don't know
actually
if
a
I
really
mind
nice
that.
guy.
Yeah, it was
but it
super
was
nice.
very odd for me to interview that person, because it's something that I don't see as it kind of like, if it was like a talk show, it would feel like your next guest was somebody that, I don't know, could fit a watermelon in his mouth, like all one. It'd be like a continuing freak show thing. Like, one person can do one weird thing that everyone sees and it's there, and then moves on. So it was kind of odd for me to have him on. I didn't really know.
He
if he was
compensated
gay.
by how nice he was, though.
He was
I
really
think you
nice.
agree with that. Like, he kept saying "cutie-pie" as only a Swede could. Like,
PewDiePie.
like if an American was like "cutie-pie," I'd want to punch him in the head. But he was like James kept going like, "What's your name?" He's like, "It's cutie-pie."
Guys, just to make it clear,
Really
we're talking about PewDiePie.
Yeah. So anyway, that was part of the couch we did. So Scoots was there, DJ Wheat, you guys came over, interviewed some pros, some Dota guys.
Yeah, I interviewed Darthazon.
StarCraft. Huh?
I interviewed Darthazon, I think, at one point.
You did.
Yeah, that was fun.
You left the couch, man. I wasn't meant to host the whole couch.
I was casting Bowling Champions Saturday and Sunday, dude. Like, I was busy most of the day.
You were scared of the couch.
No.
You didn't think you could hold the couch.
Wow. It's hard, dude. It's hard.
The couch actually got worse because I got tired, and then I kept on having to go
Whenever I came over, you were in full swing.
That's when
I had to go and take care of little lunch.
when Apollo Wheat and I sat down, you were alone. And you were like, Jeff, come help me. I'm alone.
And and I interviewed Martin, the masseur.
Yeah,
as
that
well.
was a great interview, though.
That was my serious
People love
interview. So Martin's awesome.
I mean, you could. It was interesting to see the reaction of people. Like, it was just fucking unvarnished love for this guy. Like,
Well,
his
the thing
passion, everything.
It was a strategic move.
Huh?
Because sometimes
business.
people look at my budgets and they go, where could you cut back? And then they go, what about this? And they pointed at something. I was like, you're not going to cut that back, motherfuckers. So what I did was I got Martin on, showed him off to everybody, and be like, Martin, you're fucking awesome. You're great for esports. You're an asset to all the players, and you're good. Got him on. He made front page of Reddit StarCraft. I put that in the motherfucking report and could be like, boom, you don't cut that. So,
well, I mean, the fact that the players are lining up at the beginning of the event to get a
people
time with him should be example enough.
Yeah.
I guess Chef is obsessed with him or something like that.
TLO, man. TLO is still
TLO
emailing
emails
him regularly. Like, he's the guy who's helped TLO a lot with his wrists.
Yeah, because he's undervalued. Because if you don't go to the event and see him, you don't realize how good he is.
Well, he's the first of his kind.
And the thing is like, if you're just going to get an actual person to come over and massage locally, it's like they don't help.
It's not the same thing.
It's just like you might as well.
Wait, didn't ESL do that at Gamescom?
Yeah, but that's because Martin couldn't come to that one.
No.
And people still like, oh yeah, it's nice to have a massage. But most of the people having the massages were like business people, Mr. Bitter's girlfriend, Connie. She had like 5.
The thing with Martin is that he's actually he is a professional. Like,
Yeah,
he explains the bad habits that you have and how to correct them.
And he really likes it. Like, he
just
said to me
fucking
before
amazing.
leaving, he was like, man, I'm getting into this more and more. Like, and he actually, before he left the event, he said he left and he was like, I'm just going to take an hour and walk around and go watch some of the show and go see other stuff. So he's amazing, Martin. So
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we got
What happens if your mom breaks up with him, though?
Huh?
Oh, good question.
What happens if your mom breaks up with him?
They're professionals. Come on.
Can you still bring him back?
Yeah. Well, my mum sees a lot of people on the side, so if she moves off, goes somewhere else, she'll,
Your mom is on the EU ladder, then?
Yes.
I thought so.
She's GM. What?
Take a short break and then come back.
She's a grand MILF.
I hope, like, MILF from, like, everyone else's perspective, though, not, like...
Oh, no. If you want to go there, if you want to try and shock treatment.
Oh, James, you put the hard in.
You were waiting to get that one out. He was waiting for the opportunity.
You've grown into a fine young man.
Well, the thing is, it's actually quite right what you're doing, because actually I can't approach my mum for that right now. I just have to wait until she's old enough that she mistakes me for someone else. So it was a good accent, because that's kind of my mum when she's 80, and that's what I'm thinking is possible. Because what a MILF. Yeah? You want to play shock treatment?
You win!
I mean, my grandma right now, she loves me, but hell,
Nothing
that poor thing won't remember the next day. You want to play this game? All right, guys. We're going to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we're actually going to do a little recap of the tournaments. Who's won, who's lost, all that other stuff. And give you a little recap from McCormick. And then after that recap of some of the tournaments and results, we'll be bringing on some of our guests. And yeah, and then that's it, really. So see you in just a moment. All right, guys, welcome back to the DreamHack Recap Show. We're going to talk about the tournaments now and basically just kind of break down who won, who overperformed, who underperformed, We got some people that watched all the tournaments around us. Not so much me, but we got Semmler out there as well that got involved. But before we show some, talk about the results, we can actually show some of the best clips from what we think were the best clips from DreamHack. We had a video made by McCormick, so check out some of the best plays from all the different tournament games of DreamHack Summer 2012. That was very professional. Well done, me.
Is there sentries? No, there's nothing. TP's up there. Gonna look for the shackle. What a shackle from Sock! Of awesome Puppy, and now 3 in the black hole! We're centering in the middle! Puppy, Assad, MDW, now they've got Light of Heaven! They've taken 3! He'll come out of Invis in a moment!
I've never seen anything like that. He disabled so many heroes in that fight. He's playing so well right now.
You're gonna watch it again, man. There's the Hex.
Sheep
Keeps on chaining it. The force is there as well. When they get the entangle, Light of Heaven just right-clicking on the rack. There's no Shiva. And that one, a black hole! 3 caught in. The stumble still go, but the shackle as well. A force and Dandy held together, tilting up in the air. But MTW, this is a fight of their life. Dandy will go down.
He's in the zone to hang. He's like hitting everything, not even thinking. Look at this. He's hit the zone, man.
Below him though. Nice rail there by Cypher. He needs to follow up though. Otherwise it's not really worth chasing with the LG. And he does get the rail there, bringing back the frags out one back. That was absolutely insane. As Rapper off the spawn has the LG. And a rail there in the corner. Perfect angle. And he finds it off the spawn. Now let me hear the bass.
Damage too. Ooh, needs to be careful though. Malachor almost gets him. Here's an ultimate from Hybrid, but yeah, doesn't get enough. Oh, he kills himself! Oh. The reflect from Malachor on the in-cap. Nice amount of damage. Triple ultimate. Solo is gonna burst down in flames. What the hell, Iska? Anyway, so Mr. 2 not able to turn the tides, and he's gonna be going down pretty shortly. There you go. And that's a 2-1 for 2-2.
Yes, if I take off and fly, there's no turning back when you
Mana goes in for a great fight, and look at those blinks. He is using the Stalker so efficiently. Every time the shield goes low, he jumps back and they remain alive. An aggressive blink forward, and he is staring down at a map 1 victory.
He choose to attack this. He's also going to see that Warp Prism going across, but here comes the Lynx and the Banelings into the third. Is he going to fall for it? No! All the Banelings get stuck in. He might be able to stop the third, and he does. He comes in from the back, even more force fields coming down, and Mana holds again.
Oh my god, Mana is making this look too easy.
And upgrades are almost done, but I'm not sure that he can do that versus those Archons.
Those force fields have to be so spectacular. I think Mana's about to win DreamHack Summer 2012.
Okay, yeah, thanks McCormick. McCormick had to put that together all this morning, by the way, so I don't think the sound levels are there. But yeah, so congratulations to those winners. It was Mana obviously winning the StarCraft 2 over Damaga. All the Koreans were knocked out. Terrans didn't do very well.
Is that the first time we have a foreigner versus foreigner finals at DreamHack like this?
Well, there was Moon and Huck maybe
yeah.
Winter. No,
Korean.
not Winter. It was It was Hero versus Puma, where Hero won. Then it was Moon versus Huck, where Huck won. So yeah, it was probably the first time.
Foreigner on foreigner action. Here.
And then
the last time that happened was 2010 when it was Mana versus Nama, I think.
There we go. Yeah.
So
really?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. That's awesome.
In Quake Live, Rafa beat Cypher, and actually Cypher won both previous DreamHacks, and he even said to me afterward that he actually played good versus Rafa. He played good, but Rafa was just playing really well, and he said he's going to win QuakeCon Cypher. And then over in Bloodline Champions, which we cover on the show, it was Mr. Two's team, Mr. Dan Dictory. They beat Razor. Meanwhile in Finland, again, they won the Star Ladder. And then the last game we saw was the Dota, where MTW actually won on a winning spree. They won our arena, then they won the international qualifier, and then they beat Na'Vi in the finals, which is probably one of the biggest wins as well of DreamHack.
I think it's the first time Na'Vi have lost on LAN. I think that's what the pros were telling me, is that Na'Vi has not lost on LAN until just this time.
And basically we didn't put any League of Legends footage in there, but I think CLG EU won over M5, and CLG EU were actually flown out to DreamHack via community. They said, we can't go to DreamHack, we don't have the support, can you help us? Despite CLG being meant to be a huge organization now with all their streaming and stuff, Hotshot GG, and they went out and they won. But awesome. So should we get Toby on now? Should we do Toby? Should we do Toby? Huh?
I mean, do we want to cover
Well, no, we can come back
first?
to StarCraft, but maybe just get Toby on now for the Dota 2, because everyone loves a bit
Trance,
Toby.
you have to have StarCraft as the, if you have to have StarCraft hanging as a carrot, otherwise.
I mean, it's more important just mention who won. I don't really. This segment of the show wasn't. I don't know what's going on.
If you end StarCraft and go into Dota, the numbers are going to drop tremendously. So we got.
Wait, didn't Dota 2 have higher numbers than StarCraft 2?
Yeah, but not on the good.
All right. Let me break this down.
Dota 2 was up at like 60K or something.
All right. So the reason why Dota 2 was so high, it was because it was coming off LoL, and LoL people stayed on there for a little bit, and then StarCraft 2 fans were waiting for the Dota to finish, because Dota was meant to finish a lot earlier.
And
so it was sandwiched in the best
StarCraft
position.
2 was on Swedish TV. So some people might have just watched on TV.
Dota 2 was also
really?
on SVT.
Well, in that case, you have no excuses. But we have to talk to Robert about the numbers, because I think it wasn't confirmed by anybody. So
no, I mean, I heard 60K for Dota 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not too
should we get Toby on?
Yeah.
But I think it was only about 20,000.
I don't know why we're interviewing Toby.
We need to get
him
to
on
say
live on
black
3
hole.
yesterday. Huh?
We need to get him to say black
No,
hole.
because Scooch tried to do that yesterday.
Really?
Yeah,
Son of
on
a
the
bitch.
show. But he didn't do it.
Big minds.
Where is
he was like,
Toby?
no, I won't do that.
Are we doing Toby now?
Yeah, we will.
Is he around?
You need to put
Do
your
I
mic
have
on,
to
mate.
press the button?
All right, well.
Jay, you need to get your mic on.
I have a microphone?
I think Dota only had 20,000.
Well, don't
Actual-
sound butthurt, Apollo. I mean, Dota
No,
does
it's
have
true.
quite a few players.
No, but
Fucking hell, my
because I
mic's
was
all the way
looking
down
at
here.
as the finals were finishing, it was
Jesus.
at 60k, right?
Lots of
And then
creepers.
as it finished, it went down all the way to 40, and then it stayed at 40 for StarCraft. So that was like all the Dota players getting out.
No, that sounds about right.
Also, our
So
finals
20K.
were on Monday at what?
Yeah, I mean that's
1
pretty
a.m.?
good for everybody.
I know, it was actually pretty rough. Window.
Look, I'm growing my EG beard.
Yeah.
We gotta
He's
ask.
working on it.
We gotta ask Toby if it was hard to solo cast the
He's
finals.
listening to
too.
my advice. What's that? Well, I think what was hardest for the Dota 2 commentators is that there was no lag between the game and the commentary, so that they couldn't actually say anything of value, or the players ran, they ran the risk of the players hearing what they were saying, which was what Painted Gold and Toby did the Dota 2 commentary, and it really sucked because they couldn't talk about positioning, they couldn't talk about the gold difference or the experience difference or what items people were going for, because that would be giving information to the players.
Then they need to invest in the
commentary
MLG 5-player League of Legends booths.
It was lackluster, we'll put it that way.
I don't know what...
They need to invest in the MLG 5-player League of Legends booths then.
Yeah, that's a question.
Otherwise, then
we're asking.
it can never be done. So where's Toby?
Those
those-
booths even
We're
I'm
waiting
told
for
those
Toby.
5-man boosts cost like $200,000.
Oh, absolutely.
they're ridiculous. Yeah, I mean
Absolutely.
MLG made the investment on LoL, but
I haven't been listening to anything
Fucking
you guys have been
hundreds
saying,
of
by the way.
thousands of
We
dollars.
were talking about the 5-player booths.
500.
the
like
MLG has.
hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Really?
Yeah. I'm in the wrong business. I need to be a fucking booth carpenter.
Holy shit.
a booth carpenter.
They'll be like,
you
well, I
full
made
screen
the
it?
world's first 10-man booth, and it's going to cost you about $6 million.
I don't think you
Does
can.
Toby live and sleep in that studio?
I don't
Yeah.
think he ever leaves. Are we going to get him?
Just do him like that. It's fine. We don't need a
that's
full
fine.
screen, Toby. Just your Skype's in the top left, though. Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
We can't hear Toby.
All right, Toby, can you hear us?
I can hear you. It sounds like you're bouncing around a room, but I can hear you.
Yeah,
Hopefully
we can hear you. This is Trance's. Holy shit! This isn't working out very well, is it?
Why is he not moving, Trance? Why is Skype frozen, Trance? Why is Toby frozen?
It's shit, it's the internet.
Eat shit, it's the internet.
All that matters is that
our
we can hear
tech
Toby,
support
man. That's all that
Trance.
matters.
Whatever. We were meant to have Toby on the monitor behind us, moving and being sexy.
He can't even talk because there's a box that says he's gone.
Yeah, look, the internet's gone down. Right, that wraps up the Dota 2 segment.
Cheers for coming, Toby.
Thanks, Toby.
It's great. Short but sweet.
He's back. He's back.
One could
I'm
say
actually
his
here,
connection
man.
is
I haven't
black hole.
left.
Hey, why
I
don't
just
you
don't know
turn
if
the
the
video-
camera is just frozen or not.
Turn the video off.
I don't
on
know,
LJ.
dude.
We don't need the cam for
Everyone's talking now. Hey,
Just find
Oh,
a
it's
classic
back.
picture of me, put it behind
Holy
you, and then put a
fuck.
picture of your mum.
It was the same picture, but it started moving. Holy shit, that was terrifying. That was like a Ghostbuster moment. Like the fucking painting came alive behind me. Do you understand?
You didn't realize it was meant to move from the beginning? Oh, it's
No, it was a
Trance.
frozen fucking picture, and it just started moving, man.
Look, it's exactly the same. It's going to
Look,
happen
it's still fucking frozen.
It's only when you look away, man. Don't stare at the picture of Toby.
It's gonna like ask me to like fix the picture,
Just-
and then it's gonna giant fucking ghost.
Toby, you even there? If you just shut up because we're just gone
No,
full...
no. I'm here, but I'm just letting you go on your own little tangent.
All right. So, Toby, to recap the Dota 2 and DreamHack for you, how was casting Dota 2 at DreamHack Summer?
That fucking moves.
A lot better than DreamHack Winter last year, considering I wasn't just cramped into a small little corner and streaming out to nothing but people.
Well, I did say DreamHack Summer.
You did say DreamHack Summer, hence yeah. Don't, you're killing my brain, man. You're killing my brain.
move
I am
again,
so sick right now. I even got like little painkillers. I don't know if the camera's working.
You do
yet, so
sound
can
a
see.
little bit under the bobby. Holy Christ. Stop going in the same
What the camera is
position.
doing right now.
You're freaking out.
It fucking froze again in the same position.
He's trolling you, mate.
I just need to freeze while I'm doing this and just put James's mum's head around this area. I don't know if that'll work.
God damn it.
That time, just...
Who sits like that, too? What are you looking at? What's over there?
I got a couple of monitors around me, man. So
The
I've actually got your
webcam's in
live
front of
stream
you.
on the side.
You're looking over here. Oh, well, this is my good face.
I don't know what's going on. So anyway, Toby, you casted DreamHack Summer. MTW won with a different lineup than they won Winter. They beat Na'Vi on LAN. Were you surprised?
I think the entire world was surprised when Na'Vi lost. Na'Vi didn't really look out of form at all in the tournament, and then they're up against MTW, and MTW just played beyond themselves. Like no one has ever seen them play at that level before. In fact, the team, which I know you just said MTW won the Winter Qualifier, Syndra was actually the only remaining member of that. There was a team called Western Wolves, who was the French guys that got knocked out in the semi-finals of last DreamHack. That was the majority of their team. What they just took Cinderin from Wild Honey Badgers, who won last time, and they took Kebab from Germany, and then they combined it together into this amazing team, which, strategically wise, the team is really, really strong. And then they came through and actually went toe-to-toe with Na'Vi in team fights. And everyone was just like a bit like, what the fuck? And yeah, they managed to take it out the main stage, which is fucking sweet.
Okay, so after that, that was really good. Well, this interview's gone to shit, Toby.
Only because I keep on looking over to the side and see Incontrol trying to mimic my hand gesture.
I like how fucking Laze, like his hands are so sloppily out there, it's like you googlied them out there. Just like this.
Yes, good points that you made about MTW and Na'Vi moments ago. What's up next for you? Like, you got international coming up. Do you think MTW can kind of repeat?
Yeah, international's coming up in 2 months' time. As far as MTW being able to do that, that's nobody knows. The world of Dota changes so much in the space of 2 months that it's kind of ridiculous. I think it's possible.
Now he's copying me.
To compete well, but you got to take all the teams from Southeast Asia in. And you got to remember too, heroes like Chaos Knight just been added in.
Oh, really?
And we get all these metagame heroes, which the Chinese just love. And if MTW adapt in time and they keep up with the form they should at DreamHack, then yeah, they're definitely serious contenders. As far as the number one spot, that's another thing.
Now, Europe got to play against America in a big way in the Dota 2 tournament.
Now we had EG as well as Quantic make the trip.
Yeah. How did you find the level of both continents at the event?
Europe is always stronger because we've got so many more active teams. They just love to just keep on playing against each other. In Russia and Ukraine, they're kind of fanatical. So there's always a lot more practice area inside of Europe. As far as America goes, EG, they were actually pretty strong. Quantic also, they had their star player Kurok really performed well. The problem they have is just a little bit more in their team communication, and also the fact they had to use a Swedish stand-in. They used Matrim, who was actually one of the Wild Honey Badgers at the last DreamHack. And he was their stand-in because one of their players couldn't make it from America. So you can't really judge Quantic on their LAN performance, but there's definitely things they've got to work out. As far as EG goes, they performed a lot better than a lot of people would have expected.
They did better than a lot of people would have expected. They only lost to Na'Vi because they were going to play Na'Vi for the final spot, so they were top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were in Group C and D, which were, the way it was organised, you had 2-seeded teams playing up against 2 BYOC teams. AKA, one started Stomp Rape. It's just what happened. So it was a free ticket into the quarterfinals.
All right, and how did Mouse Sports do for you?
Mouse Sports, I actually thought they would not even get into the quarterfinals, mainly because of their performance during the international qualifiers, where they went completely off the bandwagon. There was definitely a couple of carts short of a brain cell. And then they came into DreamHack, and in their first game, they just showed coordination, which they've never shown before when playing. And it would have been good enough to get through all the way to the grand final.
Yeah.
The teams they went up against were more strategic teams, and Mouse Sports are a lot more, we just want to kill crap kind of team. So it would have been great to see like a team like Dara go up against Mouse Sports, or Na'Vi themselves go up against Mouse Sports. Would have been really, really entertaining. But Mouse Sports ended up going up against MTW and then got outfought. Was the best way.
And just kind of, I want to ask one more question about the tournament, because obviously we know MTW won, but if you had to pick an MVP for the whole tournament, you pretty much casted every game. You even casted with Wepaz. That went really well. Who would be your MVP of DreamHack Summer?
Puppy.
Actually, no, Puppy would not be it. I would put Bucky Mad as my most valuable player award. Just for his Enigma holes. It was, and not because I'm a big fan of those kind of things, it's just, as far as positioning goes, coordination goes, he really showed something a lot more than what he used to be able to show as a Western Wolves player. So yeah, I would actually give my MVP to him out of all of them.
Okay, yeah, fucking mad.
Plays out there, but like 1437 Starks here, which we got to see, that was amazing. He played really, really well. But yeah, fucking mad, I have to say, is the top one.
All right. So, Dota 2 at DreamHack, how do you feel the response was? Does it feel like the game's growing as an esport game within DreamHack itself? Like, was it bigger than last year? Was the community support bigger? Were the fans more excited to see the professionals? Like, what kind of growth did you see from last winter to DreamHack Summer?
The growth was massive. Like, I don't think anybody even knew there was a Dota 2 competition happening at the last DreamHack. That's just how small it kind of felt, and the fact that we had our finals on the same time as Quake as well as StarCraft 2 were going through semis and grand finals. So it wasn't that great a time slot and great thing for Dota 2 in the last one. But this time around, like, there was a lot of people watching. Like, we always managed to get a crowd in front of the big screen. And for a game which when you got like League of Legends there, Heroes of New Earth running their competition as well, there was a lot of competition for a game which is pretty young in a way. Like, Dota 2 is actually not that old, and as far as like Dota 1 goes, Dota 1 hasn't been at DreamHack for, well, I think it was 2 years. Yeah, they got kicked out. They tried to be in there the other time, and then League of Legends basically took over their servers, so it was impossible to do so. Good times at DreamHack Summer. But yeah, I think Dota 2, as far as this DreamHack goes, it's a huge step. As far as European lands go, DreamHack at this point is the pinnacle for Dota 2. Like, you got Star Ladder in Kiev and things like that, but DreamHack is the big one for me.
All right. You better hope. They mentioned, by the way, DreamHack Raycon, that they want to add another game to ISO Open.
Yes, yes.
You need to start getting on Ice Frog and Valve, man, to try and get that in there. Otherwise, you might see League of Legends.
And as far as it goes, man, you know, we've talked about this. We've talked about how Valve wants to be involved in the esports scene. And the answer is not at all. Like, they do their international kind of thing. They might help out.
Not good enough, man.
Here and there, but they're not like League of Legends where it's like, here, have $5 million and run a tournament. We want to have our guys commentate it. We want to put it up in our client and all that kind of jazz. They don't really do that kind of thing. Valve have never really shown any interest in that. You would know after watching what happened with Counter-Strike for so many years.
All right, well, it would be a shame not to have a nice big tour for Dota 2 over in Europe. I know StarLadder's there, but we'll see.
Hey man, I would agree. It would be really, really nice if there was a Dota 2 tour, but at the end of the day, it's like, is the sponsor, is the developer responsible for making sure esports functions? Or are they just supposed to build a game and have a game that works?
Right? I think they get more sales, and I think they could have some sort of responsibility in terms of promotion. But anyway, Toby, we'll leave that for another conversation over a beer. What's your one highlight from DreamHack before I let you go? Any moment that kind of stands out? It could be a fan signing, could be visiting Stefano in jail.
There was actually one. There was a big moment, and it was really, really, well, kind of humbling what had happened. And for people who don't know, the first time I ever went to DreamHack, I was there at the Heroes of New Earth, and I cast with Breaky CPK and the Boys from Oncast. And I did that for the first 2 years, and then when Dota 2 last DreamHack winter arrived, it was like, oh, awesome, great, fantastic, and Dota 2 was really low-key, and I always wanted to be there as a Dota commentator, and it really felt like a little bit underexposed. And when I walked into the Dream Arena for the grand final, after we'd just done game number 1, I was just so pumped up after game number 1 of the grand final because it was such an epic game. And I was thinking, awesome, we can maybe get like another epic game up on the main stage, but I hope there's a little bit more people watching this time around. And I turned into the theater through the door, and I just looked up, and it's like this entire place is just completely packed. And then when somebody actually spotted me, they all started clapping. I'm just like, well, what the hell's going on right now? And it was just like the entire audience just started cheering as I walked into the auditorium. Just like, don't know how to deal with this, but fuck, I love Dota 2.
Yeah. How did you feel about Cinderen's interview with, is it Semmler? Yeah. Did you watch Semmler interview Cinderen?
No, I didn't.
Oh, good for you. All right, then. All right, Toby. We'll let you go. Thanks so much for coming on. Best of luck with all your stuff over at joindota.com that you do, Cass. And I think the recognition was really well deserved because you do so much online on a daily basis that it's probably the first time that a lot of your fans and Dota fans would see you in person. So great job at DreamHack. Well done to MTW. Could you call one prediction out as a winner? If you could put one person up there that you think might be the favorite for the international so we can follow a little bit more Dota?
There is no predictions for the international.
All right.
That's the awesome thing about this international. It's not like last year when Na'Vi would just stomp everybody. This international is anybody's game.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for coming on, Toby, and we'll see you later.
All right, later, guys.
Cheers.
I think he blocked that interview out of his memory because...
What happened in the interview?
We questioned whether he had a soul, and basically, you know, Cinderen spending so much time with him as a ginger, you know?
Oh, that was the joke.
That was the joke.
So,
and Cinderen broke his heart.
Stockholm, you asked Madelisk if she had her computer in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
And now
I can't believe you asked.
This time you asked
a ginger if he has a soul.
And then this time with Ina from SVT, I told her that I was concerned with all the women walking around because the lack of sandwiches in households.
Who did you say this to?
The feminist pitchforker.
Oh God, yeah.
What did you say?
When Semmler did the interview with Madelisk and asked if she had a PC in the kitchen, she wrote about her blog on that.
Just to clarify
and there's someone
this.
in SVT.
No. Just to clarify the whole situation, that was part of a joke, and Matt
was that another inside joke?
No. We were talking as, you know, just buddy, you know, and I asked that because I was like, okay, you know, this was a joke that I was going to ask her in the interview. I didn't do it during the interview, but here it is anyway. It was afterwards,
and
it was not part of the interview.
DreamHack actually decided not to show it.
Now, Pitchfork Lady came in. She didn't have all the information.
Pitchfork Lady.
She did. Dude. Shut up. She didn't have all the information, and she created a whole shitstorm around it. Now, I met her this time around, and just jokingly, because we did get along. You know, I was being civil. And we, you know, I said, all these girls running around, all these females running around, you know, I'm really concerned about this because the lack of sandwiches in households will surely lead to hunger, you know, throughout Sweden.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Semmler.
she looked at me like,
oh my god.
It was pretty funny. It was a pretty funny moment.
Oh my god.
We got along great after that. I worked with her afterwards, and I did the interview for Bloodline Champions with her. So she's chill. But like,
yeah, right.
That was like a fun moment.
Fun.
Okay, so Quake Rafa won. Well done, Rafa. He's going to QuakeCon. So Cypher. There will be a rematch there. Could be one of the last Quake tournaments until DreamHack Winter. Bloodline champions. Some people want a very little amount of money. They got a very small check. And check.
Semmler with that, right?
And yeah, well,
what's this?
Yeah, well, we already wrapped it up. So let's talk about StarCraft 2 because you guys are here.
What were you talking about?
Bloodline.
My mic.
We're talking about Bloodline
Champions.
Dota 2.
How was it for you?
Bloodline Champions was excellent, man. It felt great because it'd been a year since I managed to commentate it.
James,
I mean,
this is important. There's 13 people watching that want to hear about Bloodlines.
And we're going to go ahead and do this for those 13 people.
You're wrong.
Those 13
There's
people
14 developers on the game.
In any case, it was great. Like, the finals were actually one of the closest finals we've had in BLC history.
Yeah. What was the audience like for Bloodline Champions?
The audience was great, man.
How many people were
It wasn't mass. I mean, it didn't fill the auditorium like it would for Counter-Strike or Dota 2 or LoL. But I mean, there was a good number of people there, more than I thought would be.
All right.
Yeah. So what was the game after? What were they waiting for?
Fuck off.
BLC,
because that argument doesn't work, bro. Because they clear the auditorium out after the game. So fuck yourself. But,
BLC is fun to play. Check it out.
Great.
BloodlineChampions.com. It was at DreamHack. It was a good finals.
It deserves more
Mr. Dan
recognition
victory.
because
It
you know
does.
what the fuck happened is that all the Dota 2 players walked up to our BLC players after the event and were like, mad fucking props for playing that game because that game is fucking hard and I have a lot of respect for you as a player.
It takes a lot of balls to every day wake up and play a game that nobody watches for free. That's really...
No, it takes... fuck you, Jeff. You should try it and see for yourself and see how fucking well you do.
He played Brood War in America.
He played Brood War. Yeah, that's cool. Cool story, bro. I mean, he should try BLC out because we watched Sing Sing try Dota BLC out and he fucking sucked. So, I mean, it's interesting to see how difficult BLC is and what the opinions of other players are. And they hold it in high esteem. It's just a shame that SLS and Funcom haven't done as good a job as they could have.
But is it free to play? Like
it is free to play. It's a free to play game.
So
So try it. Really try it before you knock it.
Maybe I will.
That's what I
Maybe I will.
Yeah, you should.
Okay, so fucking StarCraft 2.
Fucking StarCraft 2.
Let's get on to the segment. Mana 1. We already talked about. He used to go to school, right? A lot.
Yeah,
so
like
it
18.
wasn't. So it wasn't Mana at his full potential, and obviously now over the summer period, he's training a lot more. So how good do you guys, Apollo, really think he's going to be?
I think I tweeted about 6 months ago saying I reckon in 2012 he'll win one of the big tournaments. I think I said that a long time ago because last summer he actually won almost everything when he wasn't in school. So now he's actually left school and is taking the year out. I think he's going to win a lot actually, not just this tournament. Yeah.
Okay.
With a name like Jagosh?
Like, I mean, Jeff will agree, is like, Mana's actually one of the oldest individuals and personalities within StarCraft, despite his age as like in team, because he's been playing StarCraft 1 since he's like 10.
He's been a young sensation for a long time.
Yeah.
He was a big Polish superstar in Brood War.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do really well.
He's also a super nice guy, which I didn't actually know. This is the first LAN I've ever kind of bumped shoulders with him. I think there's been a few others I've seen him at, but we didn't really interact. But he's actually a fucking awesome guy, and to see the genuine excitement on him, like this is something that's kind of silly, but it is actually rampant in StarCraft 2. Like, there's been people who've won major sets or tournaments, or like they've gone far in a tournament, and they're like, and he just won, and they pan to him, and he's like, okay, like big fucking whoop-de-doo. But when he won against Hero, he was like shaking, and there's people rallying around him, and he was like, would go up to people he didn't really know very well and just be like, I'm so excited, I can't believe I just won that. And then when he beat Stefano, he was like even more over himself. And him and Demaga made for, like, the games were actually quite shit. I thought it was probably the worst final DreamHack's ever had, which is unfortunate because they usually have really good ones. But they both gave it their all, and they were like really friendly about it, which normally kind of takes away from the competition. But I felt like in this case it was just kind of neat because Damog is one of the most mannered guys actually out there, and then Mana turns out to be one of them as well.
Do you feel like they were both just really tired because of the time? I mean, they'd been going straight for 3 days, and then their finals are at like 12:30 at night. You know, that's gotta wear on you.
I'm sure it was there, but I don't think that's the reason the game's weird. It's Mana's PvZ style and Damaga's PvZ style, or ZVP style rather, is like it's very. It either works or it doesn't. Like, Ling Baneling is fucking fantastic if you're doing 2-base Colossus, ask Naniwa. But if they make Archons, it's really not that great. Whereas Mana, he actually tried to cancel his Nexus, I think, 4 times. But, like, in the last game, he's like, fuck it, I don't need the 400 minerals. And he just, or 300 minerals if you cancel it.
Yeah.
And he won anyways. Like, it was just 2-base versus Ling Baneling, and that was the series. So, like, Mana style, if you look at the series against Stefano, was that an exciting series? Nope. It was Stefano rolling over and dying to two-base timings again, you know, and really made for bad games. But then Mana in his PvP, fucking exciting, amazing series. The PvTs, he's one of the best PvTers in all of Europe. It was really cool. So game-wise, it was unfortunate because Damaga also had, like, his comeback against Naniwa on Cloud Kingdom in particular. Amazing games. So there was amazing games throughout the weekend. It just sucked that when it was like, and now the grand finals, and it was just
it's
like
the curse of the grand finals, man. Like,
yeah, sometimes it happens, but sometimes it doesn't.
30th November, people found your tweet. 30th November. When you said
Told you. Well, I did. I actually said that. I wasn't shitting you guys.
You should be a commentator.
That's cool that someone found that.
Well done, people. Okay, so is there anybody that you felt underperformed at DreamHack StarCraft 2?
I mean, you can say underperformed, but you have to think of the reasons why they did. I think Thorzane did, but that's because of his jet lag that kicked in, definitely, because he should have gone a lot further than he did.
Well, just real quick on that point, Robert brought up an interesting point in the sense that he won Esport SM championships.
Yeah, but who did he play against?
Well, no, it's more the mentality, the mental state that he's in, where he's like, fuck yeah, I won. You know, he gets a $10,000 check, he's fucking happy, and then he's like, oh wait, I have this other tournament I have to win. So.
That's not it.
I don't think that's
it's
true.
So,
that's not
it would be so weird to be critical of Thorzane, who went from America to Korea to DreamHack.
Yeah.
Without a break.
Yeah, that's a lot of jet lag.
And in fact, when he played his GSL matches, it was like he showed up at the studio the day before, so he got even less rest because it was the wrong day. He got locked out of the Slayer's house. Like, the fact that he actually made it pretty far at DreamHack and then won a side tournament.
Are you sure you're just trying not to dodge the EG curse?
That's it's not funny anymore, Sam.
It's like
it was hilarious yesterday.
First of all, grammatically, I don't even know how to respond to that. Am I trying to dodge the EG curse? It's like, do I sidestep him not winning the tournament? I don't know how to explain that. But
what happened to Puma, by the way? Because I know when I was watching
Puma plays Terran, and there was Zergs in this tournament.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Because he was looking really good, but then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Stefano crushed him. The games were pretty cool, but it was one-sided result-wise. And then he actually lost a PVT to... Who was it? I can't remember.
It was like Freya or Harston or somebody.
Anybody else, guys, that you think? Or over or under? Anyone surprised? Freya was there. He did really well.
Freya, definitely. I think White Ra actually commented before the tournament started that this guy would do good. He's actually been an up-and-comer. In terms of online tournaments, nobody watches online tournaments anymore, so people lose that hype. Like when Stefano and Nurture were winning everything, they had a lot of hype every LAN. But nobody really watches these small online cups anymore, so they don't really know the scene that well. And Freya's actually won like almost every online cup in 3 to 4 months.
I think he was third on the EU ladder too last time.
Yeah, so he had like zero hype going into this tournament, but I think he performed really, really well too.
All right,
and
of course, Stefano didn't make it into the grand finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had Protoss laying before him too. That was the weird part. Like, he didn't even have a ZVZ road bump.
That was the first time he'd ever lost versus Mana, ever.
But,
like ever.
But Stefano did make it somewhere the players all didn't, which was Gel.
Yeah.
We might as well bring this story up because it's funny. If you look over here on my screen, Trans, basically Stefano...
Oh, it's on Rockacog.
It's on Rockacog.
Of course it is.
Stefano ended up getting a little bit too drunk at the after party, and then he ended up being sick, getting taken out, and then basically went to the drunk tank, they call it in Sweden. You can't really blame anybody for this. It's certainly not me. Stefano, I saw it all kind of coming, I didn't do anything.
I mean, you were kicking back and waiting for the show, man, because you were there taking shots with him.
Basically,
was he in the mode where he's like stumbling around and falling over?
Bullshit. That's Robert. Yeah, bullshit.
I was in the lounge, and Stefano was there, and we were on the couch, and it was just us two, and I'd finished working. And he's like, "What are you doing now?" And I was like, "I'm just going to go to the bar and get a drink." And he's like, "By yourself?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can I come?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I get to the bar, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll just take, a whiskey, like a Jack and Coke," because I just wanted something, a little bit of sugar, because I need a bit of energy if I'm going to go out and party. Because there was an after party. And I asked Stefano what he wants, and he goes, vodka. And I'm like, vodka? What? He's just like, no, vodka. So I'm like, you just want shots of vodka? And he's like, yeah. So I get him 3 shots of 6 centiliter vodkas, which is all the way up from the shot glass.
Oh, so it is your fault.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It is. That's the thing. He's trying to dodge it right now.
No, it's not my fault. I didn't make him drink them.
No, of course.
So I had a couple of whiskeys. He downed the first shot of vodka, kind of made a little bit of a face, had a little sip of Coke afterwards. And then the shots of vodka were gone. And he's like, "What time is the party starting?" And I'm like, "Oh, it starts at 10. I'm going to get in there nice and early because it's a free bar." So he's like, "Yeah, can I come with you?" I'm like, "Sure." So we get to the party, and I'm the first one in there apart from the people organising it, which was like Will. And so I get in there first, and it's just me, Stefano, Rhett, and then just everyone else is working. So we're first at the bar. And so I order my drink, another whiskey. And then he looks at me and he's like, what do I order? Like, because, how do I, what do they,
What is this?
Yeah, because he was like confused
How does bar
with
work?
there's no doubles and singles. And he was like, I was like, what do you want? He's like, yeah, vodka. And he's like, so he said, what do I say? And I'm like, ask for a shot of vodka, 6, because 6 is the big shot. And he goes, rather than telling him 4. So I told him 6, so he kept on ordering shots of vodka.
So it's all your fault. This is all your fault.
No, it's not my fault.
This is
so far it's something.
4 big shots of vodka.
Let him finish the story.
He just asked for advice.
We actually took a vote, and it's your fault.
It's your fault. Let him finish the story, and then we can say something.
Hellspawn, next article on Rockaka.
He just asked how to order what he wanted from the bar, and I told him he should ask for a 6 rather than a 4. I didn't even tell him what a 4 was, so I just said, you just asked for 6.
You're like the fucking devil. You led him down the wrong path.
No. You're like the dad who sees his kid playing with a fork next to the fucking electric socket. He's like, no.
Stefano's like,
he'll learn.
Anyway.
What do I order, James? And you're like, order the 6 of vodka.
So anyway,
You'll find it tipsy-turvy.
So anyway, I'm just drinking whiskeys and stuff, and I'm talking to some guy that used to work for Playboy, which I think was awesome.
You talked to a guy that worked for Playboy? You're doing it wrong.
I know. But
what did they look like?
But I'm so desperate, I'll take any in to get in that industry.
Did they feel as good as they look in my magazine?
Well, the thing is, I had a nice conversation with him where I said, if you're going to bring, he's like, I'm going to bring famous people to gaming events, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to bring this person. I was like, don't fucking bring that person. Bring fucking Vin Diesel. He actually plays hardcore video games. And I was like, if you can bring Vin Diesel, I'll shave my head, which is a great bet. So
he was like, yeah, fucking.
He told me he's now going to get Vin Diesel to come over through his connections to DreamHack Winter. So I'll see about that, but I don't know how drunk he was. So anyway, and then I was just casually drinking, and someone comes up to me all in a panic.
Can we go back for a second?
No.
You have a guy who's connections to Playboy.
And I asked for
Vin
Diesel.
You have access to ask for anyone. And you asked for the actor that might be gay?
No, the thing is, he wanted to... No, because I said, you probably shouldn't bring porn stars to a gaming event. I was like, you have to... Like, the only place you can bring porn stars to is like, the good studio. We could probably have porn stars. And we talked about Maya Rose, how
so
she's
you were
into
looking
it.
up for DreamHack by asking for Vin Diesel.
No, because the thing is, he said that he had to look after like porn stars, and he ended up just like making sure they were all on shoot and stuff. But he also knows another company that works with like celebs. So he was talking about the celeb side of things. I did ask him where the best porn stars come from. I suggested Hungary. And he actually said, yes, they're very good there. But he said Russia is actually better. So we're going to, over in the porn studio, we're going to Russia. So anyway, long story short, that conversation was going on, and then someone comes up to me from Twitch TV. I think it was one of the organisers, might have been like Amber or someone, and goes, "Stefano's been sick, and he's been taken outside. You know, can you go out and see if he's okay?" And I just kind of, go out and look after him, and I just kind of just shrugged and went, "Why?"
What?
Well,
what? What do you mean, why? You just given him like 4 double vodkas?
I didn't give him. He got himself.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You could have been liable.
He's like,
you had to
I
hide.
didn't order it for him. I just told him what to order.
Basically, it turned out that, yes, after about an hour of being at the bar with some people that he was drinking with, he ended up puking up or something in the lounge.
The couch.
On the couch. Someone came up to me and asked me to go outside and look after him. I said, why get Will to do it? Will went outside because he's responsible. And Will actually got them to like bring him either back in and wait until they would get like his backpack and stuff. And then by the time they were getting the backpack, the bouncers apparently had already called the police, and the police had turned up and basically just taken him away.
So
he lasted about an hour and a half.
I fail to see at which point you're not responsible for Stefano's predicament, seeing as how
no, we
you
settled
gave
that.
him.
There's no convincing him. We know.
Yeah, we know.
But
all right,
I didn't force him to drink anything.
When an 18-year-old says, "What do I order?" you don't tell him.
You don't tell him to take the double shot of vodka, man.
No, the point is, he was obviously wanted to get drunk. Yeah, right. Found me, and he got drunk. So I helped him.
So now's the question that everybody wants to know. Who took the photo? Was it you or Hellspawn?
Oh my god.
I did not take the photo because I stayed in the club.
Alright, so if it wasn't you, was it Hellspawn, or who the hell was inside the jail
what was that?
to be standing in
front?
That
was the club. That was the club.
So that was open to public?
Yeah.
So it could have been anyone?
It could have been anyone, yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you, like between that picture of Greg, and Julia from the club at MLG, and now this, I will. If there's players watching right now, or you need to pass the word on, like when you do things publicly
in the hotel,
there's a very good chance.
I don't think it's a problem. He got drunk and puked up. That's what normal people do.
No, James. I'll explain to you why it's a problem.
Why is it a problem?
It's what?
I'm setting up for it. Go. Why
Thank
is it
you.
a problem?
In case we got sidetracked between the.
Go.
What was I saying? I like Labradors.
Like, you're getting old. You're getting old. You need help. Go ahead.
What?
Semmler,
Vin Diesel's good looking, isn't he?
Classic. He is a very strapping.
The thing is, you got to think about it. If he brought over porn star women and I hung out with them, I probably wouldn't get any women, right? Because they would scare the women away. But if I had Vin Diesel over with me as the wingman, it'd be like all the chicks would come. So actually bringing Vin Diesel over would get me more chicks than porn stars.
All right. So the reason why it's bad is, listen, we're in a day and age where a player like Stefano, especially since he's coming up on his contract, coming up, this is actually something of value. I mean, we've looked at professional athletes that have had amazing careers ruined. Not necessarily, I don't think Stefano's career is going to be ruined. I'm just saying it could be affected by a reputation to his sponsors that he becomes a belligerent drunk that doesn't actually care. And when he comes out in interviews and says, I don't care, I prefer to drink, maybe the next contract he gets, instead of it being really high, it's a couple notches lower than it could have been. And that's the reality we live in with pro gaming. Like I'm just telling you right now, you have to be careful what you do in public.
I'm so mad about you right now.
I mean, Jeff, when you think about it, look at you can say like Kobe Bryant right now. He had that whole scandal with the whole, I think it was rape or whatever. I mean, granted, that's more than getting drunk, but Stefano's going to be like Kobe Bryant.
Every
drinks off the limits.
I mean,
what are you
like
doing tonight, guys? Going out for some rape?
I can't see Stefano getting drunk and throwing up being as big a scandal as anything that could potentially affect his career long term.
Actually, you know what? I agree with Semmler. You're right. You can actually do nothing to affect your career at all. You could actually do anything.
Shut the fuck up. It's not that. It's the fact that getting drunk and throwing up is not on the scale. It's not even on the same scale.
I just think
career long term.
You're absolutely right. This picture will have no effect on him whatsoever. I'm sorry.
Maybe he gets sponsored by Smirnoff.
Hey, that's a good sponsor.
No, because their commercials are about drinking responsibly. Do you remember that? That was their commercials. They threw away the keys and shit in really clever ways.
Smirnoff Ice?
No.
Smirnoff Ice, that's a pansies drink. What?
Well, that's responsible.
Listen,
you can't get drunk off that.
Stefano's not going to get fucked by this picture. I'm just saying, for people that are listening, like, This picture is snapped. The next time someone does something public, that picture will be snapped. And if you're not Stefano, like let's say you're a step or two below him, yeah, it's good. It's just reality. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not good or bad. It's just.
I mean, look how fucking cool he looks.
He looks like a fucking rock star.
Yeah, I mean, this is StarCraft 2 has made it mainstream because of that. He's got his fucking glasses on. He's got 2 coppers actually helping him walk.
I think it's the glasses that make the
There's a little bit of puke.
Is Rokakaka mainstream? That's like saying TMZ is mainstream.
But that's exactly what they are, man. They're the fucking TMZ of esports.
Fucking Stefano, what have you done? Look at this guy.
I think it's fine.
What about it's affecting his play though too? Well, it's not really affecting him. He's actually at the same
But
level.
that's like insulting to everybody else out there. I mean, he stomps. He gets regularly hammered. He gets fucked up,
listen.
and then he stomps the shit out of everybody.
You don't understand it.
Like, how
as a
the fuck does that
StarCraft
add
2
up?
player, you have he's had the skill been built up over a long time, and then it's just stopped at one level, and now he's drinking. It's not keeping going high. That's why he's losing. It's not like he's falling down. He's just stuck at a level. And if he doesn't practice and doesn't get back into playing regularly and this kind of crazy stuff, then he'll stay the same.
Do you think he's not playing regularly in the meantime, though, or do you think this is
no, he doesn't.
To just
he
events?
plays like 2 or 3 games a day, and he probably plays it off race too.
In that case.
Yeah, I mean, the arena is going to stick in my mind. He makes it to the end of that fucking tournament and then gets murdered.
That's
well,
yeah.
That's
all right.
Yeah. Anyway,
Goodbye.
that was Stefano. I don't really care.
No.
It's at an after party.
Oh,
You're drinking at an after party. It was after the tournament. He wanted to win. He played to win. He wanted to get drunk. He lost. He was going to have a good time. A little bit young.
Sweden's kind of strict on that stuff too.
It's just Sweden is particular about
if
that.
he's in another country, he doesn't get arrested for that.
Exactly.
Well, they just take you into a drink tank, so whatever. But yeah, we'll find out who take the picture. So what we should do maybe then is take a break, and when we come back, bring on Robert Ohlén, the CEO, president, founder. I'm not sure what he is.
Robert Ohlén.
Yeah, we'll bring on Robert, and we'll just basically talk a little bit about DreamHack from DreamHack's perspective, ask some tough questions as well as some nice ones, and yeah, give him some props. So when I drink, I just get better at everything I do.
Me too.
Unless I get whiskey dick.